Hi everyone, this is Lori from the Crafting Auntie. Welcome to my channel. I'm glad you're back with me. Today I want to do this envelope flip project. So I have done one of these a long time ago, but I thought I'm just going to wing it and figure it out myself. So let me just show you what I've done. And on this particular one I have used a kit from Seven Plaza. And I will try to link that digital kit for you. I know it's on her Ko-fi site, so I'll see if I can do that. I believe it's called Field Notes. And so I used her digital kit on this, and then I used some additional ephemera pieces to decorate. I didn't completely finish this, so this is kind of like a prototype. So I used a CD envelope in the front. And then we have an envelope this way, and an envelope this way, and then this envelope flips up. I'll give you a whole view here. And there is a pocket here. So you can see that. There's a pocket here. I changed this so that I made the opening at the bottom rather than the top. So there's a pocket in here. There is a pocket here, and then you've got the envelope in the front. So I want to show you how to make this. So it'll close like this. So my plan would be to put some kind of a closure here. So what will you need? You'll need some envelopes, and I'll show you the envelopes I'm using. If you don't have these, you can come up with other ideas of creating this envelope flip by using other envelopes that you do have. So this is a 9x12, and we're going to use half of this. This one is a 6 1/4 by 4 1/2. This is a CD envelope, so it is 5 by 5 with a window. And you don't have to have a window if you don't want one. This envelope is 4 3/4 roughly by 6 1/2. And then this one is roughly 4 3/4. And if I go to the edge of this, it is 8 1/2. If I go down to where the flap is, it's 7 3/4. So I'm not sure, however, which way to measure it. So that's the envelopes I'm using. Today I'm going to use Tracey Fox's Postal scraps, of which I've printed a whole bunch of her pages. I think that's upside down. Let's see. There we go. So I have a bunch of these. I won't go through all of them, but I will link her kit. So I have those. I also have ephemera that I had previously cut out from her dispatch left over. So I'm going to probably use some of this. And I am going to use a circle die for the window to cover this on the front. If you don't have a circle die, you can measure this and figure out the circle and then cut it out. I found that this works the best for me, so that's what I'm going to be using. But if you don't have that, you can create, you can even collage on this and then do it that way and then trim around the edge. So there's a possibility that way. I'll be using some stamping from Tim Holtz Correspondence. So I'll probably use some of that. So what you saw on the prototype, or my first one, is I did a lot of stamping on this envelope, and then I just covered it with some pockets made out of file folders in the back, and it came with a kit. So that's what I did there. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do on this one, but we'll figure it out. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to just seal this end of the 9x12 envelope, and then I'm going to fold it in half. Just like that. Then I'm going to take my ruler and my craft knife, and I'm going to just cut this in half. So you can make two using this same 9 by 12. And then just put one aside. So this will end up being the pocket, like this. So now what I want to do is we're going to just kind of lay these out how I had them on the prototype. So one will go this way, and then you got to make sure that you put this one, oh, let's see, I want to turn it this way. So one will go this way, and then there's a pocket here, so that will go on. Then this one will go this way, and we'll line it up, make it even. So those are those two. So I'm going to open these up, and then this one, I'm going to put the flap down, is going to go this way. So we've got that, we've got this, and you just judge however you want it to look. And then this, actually I'm going to put this opposite way, because then this one I want to go over the top, and that's going to become the closure part. So this is ultimately what we're going to build right now. So what's nice about this is the fact that we can put all of our envelopes together where we want them, and then we can cover. So either way, it makes no difference how you do it. I think it's easier just to put the envelopes on, get them all situated where you want them. The only thing you want to think about though is covering these pieces. So I'll retract that and I'll say let's cover these two pieces and then let's put this together. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. So I'm going to pick out some paper from the collection that I have and see which ones I want to use. It really doesn't matter. I think all of these are amazing. I think I want to use this one. And let's see how much we can get out of it. We might be able to do both. No, probably, well, maybe on the other side. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to just mark this. I want it just a tiny bit smaller because I want to be able to insert this on the inside of the envelope. So let me grab my pencil. So I'm going to mark that here, and I'm just going to line this up. Now I'm just going to use my ruler and line this up and use my craft knife. Okay. So let's put this on the inside of this. Make sure it's small enough to fit in here. And it needs to go in all the way. So if you need to adjust it, you can adjust it. Just want to make sure it goes in all the way. Okay, I think I've got it. Actually, no. I think it needs to go in a little bit further. I think there I've got it. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so then all I'm going to do is take my pencil and trace. And then I'll cut inside of this pencil line. Whoops, to make it a little bit smaller. Now we can pull that out. And then I'll take my big scissors and I'm going to cut just on the inside of this, just like that. And then hopefully this will fit nicely right there. Yep, that's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to do the other one off camera, and then we'll come back together and we'll continue on. Okay, so off camera I went ahead and cut this one, and then I inked up all around all the envelopes and on the pieces. So now we can glue these on using, I'm just going to use my art glitter glue. So we'll glue this on and then we'll move on. Okay, just line it up, just leaving just a little bit of a border around and trying to make it as even as possible. So we've got that. So there's the inside of that one, and let's do the inside. Well, it's kind of like the inside of the envelope, but not on the inside, but you know what I'm saying. The part where you would have the opening. Okay. And we'll get that lined up. Just do the best you can. Okay, so now we've got those done. And the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead, let's see, we're going to ink all these up. Let me put my glue pin back in. We're going to ink these all up, and then we're going to start doing the assembly. Okay, I've inked these all up. There's a couple other things I want to do before we actually put these together. So this envelope here is going to end up being put on here, and I want this part to be the opening because this is too hard to get into. So I want to take a little bit off of the edge here. So I'm just going to use my craft knife and just take a little bit off the edge. Okay, so now our opening will be up here. And then I'm going to go ahead and use a 1-inch hole punch, and I'm just going to cut a half circle in here just to make it easier. So let me just line that up. Actually, I'm going to wait and do that till after I cover it. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so for right now, this one also, because it's going to be going this way, that's too hard to use as a pocket, so I want to take the top off here. So I'm just going to again take a little sliver off. Just like that. So now we have our opening up here. And then this will eventually be closed up because when we put this together, we'll add a little bit of glue right there. So let me just re-ink this edge. So this is going to end up going this way, like that. And then this one is going to go up and down, and we have our opening here. We have our opening here, and then we have our envelopes. Okay, so without confusing you anymore, the first thing I want to do is, and let me explain why I want to do this now. Because once we get this done, if you want this as a standalone, which you don't have to, then put all your flaps on, get all your envelopes glued on, and then cover the back. So that's why I'm doing it like this. So I covered the back on the other one, so I'm going to probably do the same thing on this one. Now, because this is where the opening is, once I seal this down, there should be no problem there as far as that opening part. So we'll glue this down, and I'm just centering it as best I can onto the larger envelope. Okay, so now this one flips up, and then up here is where we're going to have this opening. I think I'm going to be stamping, but I'm not really sure. I might cover this because stamping might take too much time. But this side I may stamp, this side I may cover. So I'm just going to wait on the half circle. Okay, then this one is going to go right here. Oops, we need to glue this down better. Okay, so this one's going to go over here. This one is going to go over here. And I want this one first and then this one. So I'm just going to line these up as best I can. And then we're just going to turn them over and glue them in place. So we're just going to add glue to the flap. And then get that lined up and sealed down. Now let's make sure what we look like. So that's good. So that's opening good. We're still in the right spot that I want this one in. So we're going to do the same thing. Just add glue to the flap. And then get that sealed down. So now we've got that. So we've got our this flap, this flap. Now let's put this one on, and we want to make sure the opening is at the top. So what I want to do is get that centered, and then I want to add just a little bit of glue first off to seal this. So I'm just going to add it right around the edge, just on the edge, and then seal that up because our opening is up here. So now when we put this on, just center it where we want it, flip it over, and whoops, glue this down. Like so. So now when you cover the back, all of this will be covered up. And now you've got your envelope flap. Flip flap. Flip flop. CD case. Here we have a pocket here. We have a pocket here, of which we can put something fun on the inside. We have this one, pocket here. We have a pocket here, and then we have the pocket here. Okay, so now we can get to covering these pieces. Let me just put my glue pin back on. And let's just grab some of these. They're all amazing, so it really doesn't matter which one you want to use. I think to save time, I think we're just going to cover this. The last one I did stamp on, well, I'm going to stamp on probably one side. I think I'll stamp on this side, but I want to cover the other side. So let's do that. Now when it flips up, you want this to be right side up. So let's just, let me just make some pencil marks. So one here and one here. Line this up and line that up. I'm just going to continue with my craft knife. Just seems to go quicker than dragging out the paper trimmer. And then where's our other mark? Trying to figure out where my other mark is. Okay. Wrong side. That's why. This side. And there's my mark. Okay, yeah, you know, it's like one of those days. That's okay. It's all good. I wake up every morning and I'm blessed because God has given me another day. So that's all good. Okay, so now this will go here. So let's just ink this up and put it on as we go along. I don't want to waste any time. Let's just get it put together so we have time, hopefully, to decorate it, at least a little bit, or I may have to do some of the decorating off camera, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so then this is up. I want it to be right side up. So I'm going to glue this on. Making sure I get the edges pretty good. Right to the edge. And you know by now I'm not a fan of a glue stick, so I prefer using wet glue, and I prefer like glitter glue. So that's what I'm going to be using. Okay, let's get this on here. And this will seal up the bottom as well. All right. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and do my little half circle. Oops. Try that again. There we go. And then I'll ink that up. And I'm going to put a little bit of ink under here as well, even though it's already a brown cardstock, just to give it some ink right there. Okay, so now we have that. And this piece, no. Let's see, what else do we have here? Kind of like this one, and kind of goes all different ways, so I think this one would be a good one for here. So let's get this up here a little bit, and let's make our marks. Okay, so here and here. Okay, put this aside. Now to find the marks. There it is. I see one. So let's just line that up. Need to come down a little bit so I can see the other end. Okay. Cut that. And then can't find my other mark. There it is. Found it. Found it. Okay. Now you can do a half circle on this side. I didn't, but you surely can. Okay, so let's ink this up. My ink pad everywhere, including on me. I love this paper because it really doesn't take a whole lot of inking on it. She's done a fabulous job on this digital kit. I love the other one, the Dispatch. That one's amazing as well. So I'm kind of using a combination of both. Just kind of wanted to do something postal again. Okay, so put this on here, just like that. Probably won't get to covering the back today, so I can do a little bit more of embellishment stuff, but that's okay. I can do that one on my own later. Just kind of want to show you guys what you can do with decorating these. Okay, need to move up again so I can get this straight. Just do the best you can. Okay, whoops. All right, now I can put this down. Okay, so on this one, I just want to make sure that it is creased nicely. Just be careful when you're putting your paper on there so that it covers up nicely. Okay, I do want to stamp on this. So let's cover this. What do we have? I think we have a piece that will work. Okay, so let's do here and here. I think I'll start with this one since I seem to keep losing this one. So let's start with that one. Okay. And this way. Well, that's not very smart, Lori. Get it the way so you can trim it. There we go. Now we're talking. Okay. All right, so there's that one. And let's go ahead and do one for this one. Do I have any other pieces? No. Let's kind of like this one. Let's do this. Well, it's going to be up here and here. Okay. Okay, let's line this up. I love this Tim Holtz ruler. It's probably the best investment that I have had. It cuts, you can use your knife and it's straight, as long as you get it straight. And I can see through it, and I like the way the one edge is. Is this the side I wanted? Yes. And the edge is, it's like beveled over, so you can get a nice straight cut. Okay, so the top piece, I always struggle with this, trying to find my line. Oh, there it is, I found it. Found it. Okay. I think this part takes the longest, but you want it to look nice too. Okay, so there's that. Now, this, nope. What else do we have? Nope. Okay, we're gonna need a piece to cover this, so let's just do that as well. I think that's okay, so we'll do it here and here. Get all the cuts done. That way we can just start putting them on. Okay. Oops. Try not to move this. And here. Okay, so this one's going to go here. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and ink these up and get these pieces down. Okay, I'm going to continue doing this off camera and then I'll be right back. Okay, let me show you what I did. So basically I just glued on all of these back pieces on the back here as well. Inked them up. And I need to put a little more ink here. And then I just cut a piece that I wanted to show through here and just tuck that in. And you don't have to glue it in. You can glue it in if you want to. You can also leave it plain as is with this, or you can leave it without something on the inside and then insert something. It's totally up to you. Then what I did is I just cut a piece larger than my envelope. And then I cut this out. Now this, let me just show you, just fits over this perfectly. And this circle is from the okay, it cuts from inside to inside. It's about 3 3/4. So that's the size that's needed for this. So then what I'm going to do is ink this up and then glue this on and cut around it, because I think for me that is the easiest way to do it. So I'm just going to ink the inside part for now, just around the circle. Okay, and then I'm going to glue it on. First, I think what I want to do is trim this side. So I'm going to put this down a little bit so I can see exactly where I need to trim. So I think I'm going to just take off this little bit. You can do it afterwards too, but it's a little more difficult than doing this part at least before. So I'm just going to line this up and line that up on here, and then trim that down. And you can see it's not very wide here, so actually I need a little bit more. That looks a little bit too small. So let's try this. Yeah, now I can trim that a lot easier. Okay, so I'm going to glue this on, and I'm just going to put glue on my envelope. And just be careful not to get too close to where your window is, but just put a little bit around the edge and in the corners, and then just line it up around your circle. See, is this the right side? No. Sorry, I just need to get my bearings all again. Okay, so let's just get this and put it on straight, Lori, like that. Press it down. Now we can do some, this just needs a tiny bit of trimming, not a whole lot. So I'm just going to take a little bit off here. just take your time. Just a little bit at a time and just trim it. Okay. And then when you ink it, you can't see. And then just make sure that it can move freely. And it can. But I do want to add just a tiny bit more glue there, but first I'm going to trim this off. So the next thing I'm going to do is just trim this guy. And of course you can always measure and have a little border. I just find for me this is much easier to do and simpler. So that's why I choose to do it this way. But by all means, whatever works best for you. This is what works best for me. Okay. And there we have it covered. A little bit right here. I think I know I'd trim off. Okay. And now I just want to seal this one edge. And while this is open, I am going to go ahead and stick a little glue on the inside piece. It doesn't have to be everywhere, just enough to hold it in place. And then I want to glue this part shut. Seems we have our opening on the other side. Okay, so up here is our opening. So we've got that. Let me make sure I'm in camera here. I get so wrapped up in what I'm doing that I forget about you guys, making sure you can see. Okay, so here's my opening here, and you can put a thumb hole if you want to. While we're going through this, I will just ink up those edges that we didn't get to ink yet. Press this down better. Tiny bit more glue there. Okay, so we've got this one inked up. This one is inked up, and by all means, you know, you can use a brush and add some inking to this. So we'll do that. You can cover it as well. You could stamp in there too if you wanted to. Okay. This side I'm not so much worried about, but I'll put a little bit on here. Alright. So this flap comes down. This is our opening up here. I want a little bit more ink on that. Pocket here, pocket here, pocket here, pocket here. This comes down, this comes over, whoops, the other way around. This comes over, and this comes over the front. So there we have built it. So now I'm going to do some stamping on this side. So let me just lay this out. And I want it to be, so this is right side up this way. So all the stamping I want to be right side up. So when this comes down, it's all in the right direction that you want it to be. And for this, I'm going to use fallen leaves and a block. So let's pick out. I'm just going to use a variety of different stamps. Need a bigger block. So I'm just going to be grabbing some and stamping them on here. And you can cover this. You do not have to do what I'm doing. I just thought it looks kind of neat. So I want to do the same thing. So let's put this guy right here. Yeah. Okay, so let's just get a variety. There's a whole bunch of different ones on here, so easy to pick up some and just keep stamping away. Afterwards, then I clean them all and get them all cleaned up, both sides, and clean my blocks in, and that way my stamps always stick to the blocks and they're clean and ready to go for the next time. Okay, there's just so many on here. I want something a little bit smaller, so let's try that. Is that gonna fit there? No. Let's try it right here. And then let's find a smaller one. This one? Yeah. Do that. Just whatever you want to put on here. And I think I'm going to be putting a pocket here, so I'm going to go down about so far. And I'll put something at the bottom too. Let's put this over on this side. I love this stamp set. Of course, I'm loving the Postal stuff. Been doing quite a bit of that recently. Enjoying it, and hopefully you guys are too. Give it a try, especially if you need something different to do. I know I need to always be learning something. That's just me. And I enjoy teaching myself new things by watching other creators and giving it a try. So I'm not afraid to try new stuff. Let's see, let's get this guy. Loving it. I do love all the stamp stuff. So we need some small stuff. Let's do this guy. Right there. And how about, no, I'll put that one there. Need something smaller. This one? Let's do that one. 247, or does that mean 24/7? I don't know. Never sounds good. That there. Okay, let's see. Got lots of airmail stuff on here, and some of them I haven't used yet, so it's time to use them. Let's put this one down here. Okay. Oh, I like this one. I got a little strip of paper in my way. There we go. Let's put this guy. Oh, is it supposed to be like that? Hmm. I don't know. I'm just going to kind of make it straight. Looks good to me. A couple more here, and then maybe some skinny ones at the bottom. Let's do this one here. And how about registered? Yep. Put that there. I don't want to go too far down because it's not going to see it. I need something kind of, oh, maybe this one. Yeah, because that one can go over stuff. I don't mind that. Yeah, I like it. One more. Let's do this one. And then, oops. Oops. I think I want to use this long one. And we'll put some here and here. Okay. I think that's it for the stamping. So now when we lay this down, it is right side up. There we go. Okay, so I have some goodies over here. Let me just grab some of these. I have no idea what I have in here, but I'm hoping I have maybe something that can be used as a pocket. Like maybe that. Let's see, what else? Trying to find what do I have in here that can be used. Kind of needs to be a little wider. I'm not sure about this color. What about one of these? I'll cut one of these down and create a pocket. Oh, what do we have in this one? Do I have anything that would make a good pocket? Oh, that's kind of fun for decorating. Pocket. I'm not finding a pocket. I think maybe I will just cut this down. So let's, and I don't think I'm going to have it with, let me just come up here. Want this, do I want that? Let's cut it here and here. Let's see. The table's a mess. Okay, so let's cut this. Try and line that up. And here. Let's see. Let's do a half circle and find my ink hiding somewhere. There we go. And let's just ink this up. Nice thing about this paper is it doesn't take a whole lot of decoration adding things to it. I think I want to bring it up about like that. So make my glue. Three sides. And put that on straight. Like that. Okay, so we have a pocket. We can add maybe a little decoration. Add postage. And maybe one of these. And let's do ink. What else? What else? Oh, I like this red one rather than that one. And maybe special delivery. Let's just kind of create a little collage there for decorating. Okay, so there's that. think I'm going to do some decorating off camera and then come back and show you what I've done. Okay, I've done some decorating off camera. So, and there's more I could do, but I don't want to take away from this postal scrap paper as well. I added a fragile sticker here. This is a real vintage one. I have this little envelope that I just put here, did some collaging here, added this Tim Holtz mini paper doll. I'll scrap of paper there. Oh, come on. There we go. And then over here I just did a little collage with some of the pieces from Dispatch. Here we have a pocket, and I didn't decorate any more here. Here I did add a little pocket here and put some ephemera in there. I really didn't do anything here. Pocket here. I added a little pocket here and added some ephemera on this. Then we did all the stamping. Looks like I have a little open spot, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. On this side, I did add a pocket here and added some ephemera. It's kind of deep, so I just kind of put some of these ephemera pieces peeking out the top. I only added some stickers here that I had printed from the kit Dispatch, and I printed them on sticker paper. So these are all stickers that I just added just to kind of add to it. And that is it. So I want to put a closure on this. So I have pulled out a red tab that I had punched. It's either a punch or this is a die. I think this is a die. So I'm going to fold that over. Plan is to put it right here. So let me just crease this. Find my bone folder. I'm kind of in a mess here now. Add some Distress ink, both sides. And then I want to add an eyelet right in the center. And this isn't big enough to stamp on and put an eyelet, so I'm just going to put an eyelet right there. So let me glue this on, leaving that opening there for my eyelet, and make sure it doesn't cover up anything. Grab my glue. Okay, and let's put it right there. Let's see how it looks on this side. Yep. Press that down. Now let's get an eyelet. I think I want to use these darker ones. I don't know what I'm going to do when I run out of these, and I have to order some more. I really like them. And let's put this in here. Crimp that down. You knew I had to put at least one piece of metal on here. I probably would have put more, but I didn't want to take up a whole lot of your time. Let me just cover my glue, get my crocodile out of the way here, and let's get some twine. I have a whole bunch of twine here, and I happen to have some red and white. I'm hoping is big enough. I got this, I think, in something from either a Happy Mail or something I purchased from Etsy. So let's see, what if we did, let's put this through here. Pull that through. That. And then let's take the longer side, and I think we can just wrap around once. And that's enough. Then we'll match it up to the shorter side and make a bow. I don't want to tie a knot, so I'm just trying to tie a tight bow, hopefully. Like that. Let me just trim this side off. And there we have our closure. Okay, I have a mess here to clean up, but let's just take one last look at this. So we have added the twine, we added the closure, we have an area here, we have a pocket here. I still could add something to this on the inside and pull out if I choose to, but it's got a pretty decoration in here, so it's not necessary. Decorated this side. We have some of the decoration here. We decorated on here. This is a vintage sticker that I used here. And I just love all the additional decorations that are already on the paper. We didn't do anything here. I didn't want to take away from it, but you got a pocket here to add all kinds of stuff in. Then we have a pocket here. And we have our big pocket here. So you can add all kinds of stuff in there. So if you put this in your journal has to be kind of tall, or just cut it down to fit the size, and then you don't have to cover the back. So today I didn't take the time to cover the back, but we did do stamping here, and then here, whoops, on this part I just added some stickers just to enhance the paper. The paper's so gorgeous I didn't want to cover it up. And then on this one I added a pocket, put a few pieces of ephemera, and again you got a whole pocket here to add all kinds of tags or writing, paper, or whatever it is that you like to do. I'm not a journaler, I like decorating, so that's why I would probably just stuff this full of pockets, stuff the pockets full of goodies that I can use inside a journal, or I would send this to someone, like my sister at Nana's Crafting Cottage. Hopefully you guys go over there and check her out too. So then this would fold over this way, fold over this way, this would come over the front, take the longer one, wrap it around, and tie the front. You have a nice little flip-flop pockets, envelope pockets. So there it is. So I haven't done the back, but I would, unless you're going to glue it down. So this is a project for today. I'm sorry it took a lot longer than I expected. I didn't want to go this long, but having to do so much and doing the stamping, and I wanted to share it with you. So you guys all have a great rest of the day. Great rest of, have a nice weekend and whatever else you got going on. And I will see you again next week. And I think I might be doing the mini train journal. So we'll see if that's a one video project or two, but I think that's what I'm going to do next week. So you guys have a great weekend. God bless you all, and we'll see you next video. Bye.